Well, at first glance, a 47 Chrysler Town Country is a beautiful old elegant car, but that's not the real story. What's really interesting is the era these cars were produced. It was the end of the war. People wanted to get back to normal life. They were done with the utilitarian, drab grays and greens of tanks and boats and planes, and they wanted something that reminded them of the old world, some craftsmanship. But it was also the beginning of really another revolution where car companies were trying to build new cars. They didn't have new designs yet, but they wanted people to buy them. They wanted to make them special. So it was the end of one era, the beginning of the next era, and this thing fell right in the middle, and it was a very short window. It was really a couple of years before this whole real wood era ended. So the war is over. They don't really have new designs, and they have old ways of making things with wood. And when I say wood, I don't mean the way we would look at a 60s or 70s wagon that had, a vinyl decal basically put on a steel door. These doors are real wood. They're white ash. They're made like the original bodies were made in the 20s and 30s, where a lot of wood was incorporated in these cars, but they did it in a really special way. After the war, they want it to look like a piece of furniture. And I mean, you look at the fit and the finish, how they sand it, how they prepare it. It's like a high-end piece of furniture. And it's not just the doors, it's the entire door post. It's the entire trunk area. I mean, you lift up that trunk and it weighs a ton. This was really the end of wood being used in the automotive world. So why does that matter from a collectability point of view? Well, it was a divide line. Once the material of wood kind of disappears from the automotive world, you also lose the ability to restore it. There aren't those craftsmen employed anymore. It's kind of like the guys that used to do wagon wheels. Well, as soon as the cars came out and they weren't using a horse and buggy anymore, those jobs went away. Those skills went away. So what does that mean in today's world? A lot of shops can do restoration work. They can do body and paint. They can do upholstery. That's something that still carries on today. But there's very few shops that can rebuild and restore all of the wood, especially if it's in rough condition and it needs to be replaced. It's a whole different skill set. So why is it you never see one of these restored to this level? Because it doesn't make any financial sense. So it has to be a labor of love. It has to be somebody that appreciates how special that time was, how small that real window was, and what it represented to people that lived through that era, that came through the war, wanted to get their lives back to normal. Because financially today, it makes zero sense to do a restoration like this, to find the guy that's capable of doing the wood. The rest of the restoration is really straightforward, but there is a ton of chrome. There's a ton of plating on this car. The drivetrain's very basic. It's nothing exotic. It's not like it's $100,000 to rebuild the motor like it would be on an exotic Ferrari engine. But just the sheer scope of the restoration between the wood, the physical size of the car, the amount of plating, the amount of upholstery, extremely time consuming. To do one of these cars, you're probably gonna spend 3,000 to 4,000 hours to get it to this level, and you're gonna have a hard time finding the skilled guys to do it. So in today's world, if you take this to a restoration shop that's capable of doing it, it's a $500,000 bill. The car's worth $150,000. Nobody in their right mind today would do this restoration unless this car really means something to them. So is that the end of these cars getting restored? Probably not, but what it does represent is a huge opportunity. When you sit in the car, you feel like you're sitting on some luxurious sofa with beautiful furniture all around you. And it's from an era where there was chrome, there was paint, there was wood, there was leather, there was great materials surrounding you. But what's really cool about this car is when you find them in this condition, it's an opportunity to put yourself back in a really interesting period in time and buy it for pennies on the dollar which now becomes an interesting investment because nobody else can restore one. So really you're limited to the cars that have been done either in the past when it was cheaper to do it, or done by a craftsman that was able to do his own work and not bill out every single hour, or done by somebody who had enough money where it really didn't matter and you get to reap the rewards of, for whatever reason, why that guy is selling the car. It's an interesting time. It's an interesting opportunity. A 47 Chrysler Woodie is a special car at this level.